Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm honored that you would allow me to be a part of this august body for today's hearing. I'm also honored to say that you and I forged a friendship when we had an opportunity to travel abroad together, a friendship that continues and will continue. I have great respect for you and what you have been doing in the area of human rights abroad. I'd also like to thank the co-chair, McGovern. He has demonstrated time and time again that when injustice is threatening the lives of people, the betterment of people, that he will take a stand, and he will do it boldly. He will do it on the floor of the House of Representatives. He will do it publicly. He will do it before the press. He has demonstrated that he will take a bold stand. I must also thank my dear friend and colleague, Congressman Joaquin Castro from Texas. He has been a great partner in this effort to bring justice to the people of Nigeria. He has made some very powerful statements. I'd like to read just one statement from a press release that he and I have issued today. His statement reads, Congress should immediately pass this resolution, and he's speaking of the resolution that I will say more about in just a moment, HRES 1216. Congress should immediately pass this resolution and send a powerful message to the people of Nigeria that we stand in solidarity, both here and in the United States and around the world. We must work toward ending police brutality. I ask that the statement be made a part of the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. I also would like to thank the Nigerian community in Houston, Texas, Professor Christian Ulesi, who has been a great partner in helping us assemble the community. I thank the Eco Club Houston, the Imo Daughters Exclusive Houston, the Niji Ichi Cultural Association Houston, the Nigerian American Multicultural Council Houston, the Nigeria Americans United Political Action Committee. And there are many others that I should be thanking, and I regret that time won't permit me to cover them all. I'm here today, Mr. Chairman, because Black lives matter wherever they may be. I'm here because, paraphrasing one of the witnesses who will give testimony today, who is an attorney, Attorney Udo Judy Ilo, paraphrasing him, the Nigerian country has lost its soul. And I'm here because there is something that we can do. We have a resolution that is pending in the Foreign Affairs Committee. I'm here because we can pass this resolution and say to the world that we will not tolerate the injustices occurring in Nigeria, that we won't be muted, that we will speak up, and that we will stand up. I'm here because while this resolution may not be enough, I'm always reminded of my grandmother's admonition to me. She referred to me as Alexander, and she would remind me that when all you can do is not enough, you must do all that you can. The resolution isn't enough, but it is something that we can do. And I'd like to, at this time, if I may, insert a copy of the resolution for the record as well. I'd also like to submit for the record a copy of an article-styled analysis of CCTV footage from Leaky Toll Gate raises new questions about shooting. And this is an analysis that CNN participated in. I'd like to read one sentence. It reads, the footage, referring to footage from the shooting, corroborates the timings CNN reported for the gunshots fired by the Army. It also shows soldiers approaching protesters and firing shots. There is much more to be said. I ask that it be placed in the record. And finally, what I'd like to do now is simply read some of what the resolution contains, begging that my colleagues who have not signed on to it would do so, and indicating that my request will be made to have this resolution brought to the floor, because not only is time of the essence, lives are at risk. The resolution reads in part, and I would indicate that Mr. Castro is a co-sponsor, as is Ms. Lee of California, as is the many other members, without going through the entire list. But there are members who are sincere and want to be a part of this, and I ask that other members would join us also. It reads in part, whereas on October 20th, 2020, armed security forces reportedly indiscriminately fired live ammunition on a crowd of peaceful protesters that had gathered at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos, Nigeria, resulting in numerous deaths and injuries in an event now known as Black Tuesday. It reads further, whereas there has been significant evidence of police violence and abuse by SARS in Nigeria, we must not tolerate, and we must thoroughly, immediately investigate in order to achieve justice for these victims. Whereas all peaceful protesters who were wrongfully arrested for participating or supporting the End SARS protest must immediately be released. Whereas there must be an immediate independent investigation of the action that led to the killing of and the use of deadly force against protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, 2020. And I will now go to the be it therefore resolved and bring this to closure. Be it therefore resolved that the House of Representatives condemns the violent crackdown on peaceful protesters by the Nigerian security forces and calls on the government to desist from the persecution, harassment, and infringement of the human rights of any and all Nigerians for exercising their rights to protest. And finally, calls on the African and international human rights community to conduct independent investigations into the use of deadly force against protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, I ask that the items I call to the attention of the Commission be submitted for the record if there are no objections.
Without objection.
And I just simply close with this. The world looks to us for leadership, notwithstanding any circumstances to the contrary. This is our moment to take a stand, to be a part of this mission of mercy to help the people in Nigeria. And one of the things that we can do is to pass this resolution and hopefully send the message to the world that we will take a bold stand for the people of Nigeria and that Black lives matter wherever they may be. I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you.